Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. This is Dr. Ryan Peckham with another mini episode. This one's going to be about the Berlin Marathon. So I know this isn't for everybody, and if exercise isn't for you, then maybe this isn't going to be an episode you're going to enjoy. But if you're setting different goals in your life, many of you will know, especially if you follow me on social media, on our Instagram page, that I ran the Berlin Marathon a couple weeks ago. And so I just wanted to give you kind of a recap of that. For me, the Berlin Marathon was my sixth marathon that I've done. Did my first one when I was 29 years old. I'm now 41, so quite a spread there. And I set a goal a couple years ago to do the World 6 marathons, which include Chicago, New York, and Boston, Berlin, London, and Tokyo. And so I have now completed 3 of those. I have done Chicago, New York, and Berlin. I've actually done New York twice because I was supposed to run the Berlin Marathon. Geez, man, I think my wife and I were supposed to run the Berlin Marathon 3 years ago, like the COVID year, 2020. And so I've been looking forward to this one for a while. And it is hard to stay motivated for a marathon for basically 2 years. And I did a post, I love having, it's weird. I have such a love-hate relationship with running. I mean, people say, man, I just don't enjoy it. I'm like, I don't know if anybody really enjoys it. I don't like running a marathon. I like having ran a marathon, if that makes sense. I really enjoy it when I'm done. I'm not so sure I enjoy it during. I think the half marathon for me personally is probably the best distance, because you can run a half marathon, feel like you have accomplished something, but don't feel broken. And to run a full marathon, it's really hard to put into words how much harder it is, for me anyways, than a half marathon. And somebody asked me, they said, man, aren't you worried it's going to hurt? Or do you worry that it's going to hurt? And I'm like, is it going to? It is a question of when. And you're hoping that it's later in the race and not early in the race. And so for the Berlin Marathon, it was a good marathon for me. I'm not really a time guy. I mean, like, to qualify for the Boston Marathon for my age, I would have to run a marathon in under 3 hours and 10 minutes, which means basically that I need roller skates or some other form of transportation in order to make that happen. So I'm definitely probably much larger, 6 foot, 195 versus most marathoners that are, 5'7", 140 or something. I don't know. It's just, I do it because when I'm running, I think about my goals. This is my training runs I'm talking about. When I'm running and exercising, it's kind of my time to not worry about the day, to have a little time to myself, to think about my goals. I think about the podcast episodes I'm going to do. I think about the clients I'm going to talk to. I think about investment ideas. So it's really a time for me to just have a little moment to prioritize things, and it makes me feel good. So I could struggle during the marathon, try to run the best race I can, but I sit there, I take pictures, I kind of enjoy it. To me, the race is it's all about the experience. So for this one, it's kind of awesome because I was able to take my daughters to Berlin. And by the way, Berlin, an amazing city, an amazing, amazing city. It's one of the cleanest cities I've ever been to. Their subway system is incredibly clean. It's just, actually, it's pretty remarkable how clean it is. People are very friendly. Was able to, I don't speak any German at all, and was able to handle the city very, very easily. Felt very comfortable, felt very safe. Just an overall great time. The weather was great. Kipchoge was there. I did a whole episode on him a while back talking about being obsessed. Kipchoge was 37 years old, and he broke his world record again at the Berlin Marathon. So many of the fastest runners in the world enjoy Berlin because it's a very flat course, but the weather is also normally very, very good. This year it was great. It was like 56 to 63 degrees. And Kipchoge ran the marathon in 2 hours and 1 minute, which is absolutely insanity. That's an average of 4:47 a mile for the entire way. So again, go out to your local track, run the 400, run one deal, or go around the track one time, do it in 68 seconds, and then do it again 105 times in a row, and you can compete with him. So pretty amazing to be, I guess I'm going to say, on the course as somebody who broke a world record. I'm not really sure we were, on the course at the same time for very long, but I tell you, you look at some of the best advertising companies in the world, and I would definitely put Nike up on that. So I'm I'm running the marathon, running through, and I see a billboard, and it's Kipchoge's face, and it's a Nike ad, and in the ad it says, "The world just got faster." And I knew that he had broken the world record because of that advertisement, because it was a digital billboard. And I thought to myself, my goodness, Nike changed that thing mid-race. I mean, isn't that crazy? Mid-race, they had that billboard already changed, which I think is just phenomenal. So the other thing I'll tell you about marathon running is that you get humbled everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, you get humbled as from an athletic standpoint, right? So I'm running, I'm looking, you're looking around, I see people running barefoot. I saw a guy wearing basically like, I don't know what to call them, Jesus sandals. I don't know a better explanation for that. I saw a guy wearing Crocs and socks, and I'm talking the Croc like flip-flop version with a thing going through your big toe. I don't know how I beat him. I'm thankful. And pre-race, I saw a guy smoking cigarettes. I actually took a picture of a guy smoking cigarettes pre-race. And then later on, I looked him up. He's 50 plus, and he ran a 4-hour marathon. And he was smoking cigarettes beforehand. So, you see people from all walks of life. You see people of all different abilities, but you're all there to do the same thing, and it's really kind of one big celebration. It's a great goal if you have any kind of athletic ability, or it's something you've wanted to do. You should definitely put it down. This was my first time running an international marathon, which I was a little concerned about, eating and things like that. The one thing I could change, if I could change, I would have brought some stuff to fuel myself. I started cramping in this marathon in the second half, mainly because they don't really provide any kind of electrolytes till much later in the race. I mean, they really serve water for the first, I think, 14 miles or so, 15 miles. And so I didn't really know that. Obviously, I should have looked that up before I went, but I wasn't really prepared for that, and it caused some cramps later on. And once the cramps start, you're really kind of done as far as that's concerned. It's really hard to, in the middle of a race, to get that corrected. So, but Berlin, a great city, great marathon. Now I have London, Tokyo, and Boston left to complete those 6 world marathons. And so we'll see if I can do it, man. If my body stays well, mentally, I'd love to be able to do it. I think it's, when I run these marathons, the one thing I always keep in my mind is that I won't be able to do it forever, right? It's just not something you can put your body through for a long period of time. But hopefully, staying in shape, eating right, doing all the things that we talk about as far as being proactive with your health. Hopefully I'll be able to complete all the others and be able to tell you about the other cities. So, but Berlin, it's weird. It's one of the ones I really wasn't too excited about. Like, I really wasn't like, okay, I'm going to go to Berlin, but just being able to do I did a private tour, had a driver, getting to see all the historical stuff. It's just amazing being able to do that with my family and give them that kind of hands-on education. Is just something you can't put a price on. It's just I just feel very blessed and fortunate, and I'm just so appreciative that I have the opportunity and ability to do that. And so I kind of always go into these with a lot of appreciation, because I know not everybody can do it. I know not everybody can travel that far to be able to do something like this. And so to be able to set a goal like this and to be able to accomplish it, feels very, very good. And like I said in one of the videos, for 2 years straight, every time I ran during my training for 2 years, I thought about running under the Brandenburg Gate and what that would feel like. And I got to tell you, it did not disappoint. It was a very, very wonderful time to see that dream become a reality. And I'd done it, 100 times in my dreams, and it's always really, really nice to accomplish a goal that you've set out for yourself. So every time you accomplish a goal, it gives you the confidence that you can do another. And I hope it does the same for you. So take care, everybody. Appreciate you. See you next time.